my wife and I are talking about what is our purpose, and money is a tool, but it's not a purpose in and of itself.
Sergio, welcome to the show today.
Thanks, brother. How are you guys?
Yeah, it's great to see you, man. Have a really sizable business and equity firm. You've really gotten into self-storage, and I'd like to just get you a little bit of a story of how you got into that, because you probably weren't born into self-storage, and love to get more of your background.
Yeah, man. So I've got I've got a unique background in the sense, and I'm sure like you guys kind of have reinvented myself a number of times over my career. I started working for the Federal Reserve when I was 18 years old. Ended up in IT, ran the gamut in technology jobs, everything from tech support, information security, project management, enterprise architecture, you name it. And I had a long career at the Fed, 17 years working for the Federal Reserve Bank of Philly, 22 years working for the Federal Reserve Bank of Richmond, which is our national IT group. And along the way, I met my now wife in 2012, and we started investing in real estate. It started with a triplex. My wife was She's a transplant from Los Angeles. She moved to Philadelphia on an opera contract, if you can believe that. She was a musician, and her parents' father was a an attorney. Mom had a Montessori school back in Glendale, and they taught her that you need to invest your income to kind of reduce your tax burden. So we were just dating at the time, and I had a false start in real estate myself, where I bought a duplex. I was going to house hack back in 2004. I learned my first lesson in real estate and not buying a property that wasn't zoned properly. So that was a good hard lesson in how to do things properly. And so it started with a single triplex. Corinne was going to live in one unit, rent out the other units. I've always been pretty handy, so we started renovating the unit that she was going to live in. She moved in with me at the time. Her lease had expired where she was renting. Um, Fast forward to following year, we were like, man, we like this real estate thing. With my tech background, I was implementing all the property management software, and we started building and scaling from there. It wasn't long after we bought our second building, first one together, where we had friends and family like really, inquiring on what are you guys doing, and starting to say, hey, how do I get into this? So we started to build a portfolio. We started syndicating real estate deals back then. No idea what we were doing at the time. I mean, pretty good bookworm. I'm very good at learning, if anything. My father-in-law introduced me to the concept of syndication. Started picking up the books. Bigger Pockets was huge for me at that time. Brian Burke, picking guys' ears like that, and we started building and scaling that, all while we had our day jobs. My wife was also an IT project manager. She had her night job or day job at the Fed and was doing the music thing, and then it kept growing from there. Fast forward to 2016, Corinne quit the day job. 2017, I quit. My daughter was born in early 17, and as you guys know, with kids, that's a whole, you can work two jobs, man, but once you introduce kids into the mix, man, it's really, really tough. So we had the day job, the night job, and then my daughter was coming around, man, and it was just not possible to do all the things. So I had to make a choice. Was I going to do the career thing, keep that going? I had incidentally become an officer at that time, so I had the biggest promotion of my career. But at that time, I did. I mean, like every entrepreneur, right? We were solo. We wore all the hats. I did all the underwriting. So when we were looking to continue to grow and scale, at that time it was small multifamily, scattered site stuff. We were looking to get in the garden apartments. I was doing all the underwriting. So 2017, 2018, I couldn't make anything pencil, right? In hindsight, I was using the most strict, investment criteria that you could get there. I mean, things have kind of gone way beyond whatever, what I was doing. So being that I had worked for the Fed for so long, I knew market cycles. I knew, the economy is cyclical. So I knew that there was a correction, if not market downturn, recession. I really felt that one was coming on, just how aggressive the capital was flowing into multifamily. So I said, what other asset classes might we look at? Landed on self-storage. Self-storage was by far the best performing real estate asset class coming out of the Great Recession. We're through the Great Recession, so started pouring into that, learning about it, and we decided we were going to make a pivot. We brought that to our investors, and we said, this is the direction we want to go in. Fortunately, at that time, most of our investors knew us very well, knew our investment philosophy. We had a very compelling argument for doing it. Everything that we bought had a lot of equity that was built in from our management. And so we took down the properties one at a time. We sold them off. We recapitalized our investors, and then we pivoted into self-storage. Initially, we maintained the property management company and some assets, mostly our personal stuff. But since over the last couple of years, we've sold all of our multifamily assets, sold the property management company, and now are 100% in self-storage. We've got 14 assets, 50 million and plus, and scaling that now.
What if 4 videos could give you everything you need to build $10,000 a month in passive income in as little as 180 days? I've proven it many times over, and so have hundreds of other people just like you. And one of the best ways we've discovered to reach financial freedom is by investing apartments. Now, I know that sounds like super advanced, but the truth is you can get started today. You don't need years of investing experience. You don't have to have millions of dollars in the bank. So register for the free Masterclass Apartments 101 today and take that first step to really discover how you can build true wealth for yourself and your family. Let's do this. So what's your challenge in right now in the business? Or is everything pretty stable as it always was, or like what's your 1 or 2 biggest challenges?
The challenge from a storage, from a customer perspective, is that there wasn't a whole lot of people moving around. So vacancies from a unit square foot occupancy perspective, vacancy has ticked up a little bit. Our portfolio, most of our stabilized assets where there's no expansions or everything, they're still 92%. So they're mostly full. We have seen a downtick in occupancy, 85% over the last few months. But the biggest challenge that we're finding is in financing. We've got deal flow. We've got a lot of deals in the pipeline. Construction loans, acquisition loans, lending is the capital there is pretty tight. However, on the equity side, there's a lot of new money, new equity, private equity, institutional capital, family office capital moving to self-storage. So we've got a great amount of interest in our platform in retail and institutional family office dollars. It's the cost of capital on the debt side and loan proceeds that are kind of changing the underwriting a little bit.
What if you were just one decision away from buying your first apartment building, maybe your second or a third? What if you're just one decision away from financial freedom? Now, what I'm about to tell you is not a quick fix or get rich quick scheme. Okay, it's a mentorship program designed to guide you through your first apartment building deal and beyond to 1,000 units. Because you get to work directly with one of our highly experienced mentors who have already replaced their income with apartments. They're going to walk you through the entire process from where you are right now to owning your first deal and becoming financial free. We call it a deal maker blueprint. Our average student actually gets their first deal done in under 6 months. The average deal size is $4 million. Now, the reason for this is because of our deal maker blueprint, because of the mentors that you're going to get to work with, and because of the network that you're going to be connected in. Now, this isn't for everybody, but if you really want to change your life and you're willing to do the necessary work, then we'd love to work with you. Just click the link below to see if mentoring is right for you. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows, the successful, uber successful executive, but divorced twice. The kids don't
Yeah,
talk to him anymore. And man, I don't want that. Like that price is
no.
too high to pay. Now the question is, over the years, how has your definition of success changed, perhaps, Sergio?
Yeah, my definition of success is, I will say it's constantly evolving, right? So now as our business and our company is on the right growth trajectory, my focus is now is how do I create a company that is built with trust and inspiration to lead the people there so that my purpose and impact can be realized in other ways. For example, like my wife and I are talking about what is our purpose, and money is a tool, but it's not a purpose in and of itself. So now it's philanthropic, right? Where do we have the ability to share what we've learned? Where do we have the ability to inspire more people to do well? I know that you're huge in that regard yourself. So for me, it's really doubling down on that as a father. How can I be an even more intentional father? How do I make sure that I am there? Like as soon as this call is over, as soon as we're done recording, I'm going to pick up my little girl, and we're going shopping for her Christmas pajama party tomorrow. And I can do that at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm also up at 4 a.m., right? So I've structured my day, my life to where I am present, where I need to be. And it's all about driving to purpose. I mean, our purpose with my wife is really about how do we give back. We're big believers in education and really going back into building an intentional, purposeful driven life. And now we're about to build a part of us buying this farm as part of that. We want to be more in living with nature, not on nature. And then, whether it's through my daughter's school, where we want to build her next school. We want to build an educational program around farming and people working with their hands. So it's an adventure, man. It really is. It's evolutionary, like I said.